Hey, good cousin. So it has been a very interesting day, and this is an accountability video. Let's get into it. Now, I've talked about this on my Instagram, my threads, maybe my TikTok, but I've talked about doing the 12-week year and what that means about executing my goals that I have set forth for this year and what I plan to do moving into the next 3 years because I have a 3 year goal that I'm trying to accomplish by the time I'm 40. Today, today at work, I was able to do something that I wasn't sure I could do. I was scared. I was nervous. I had imposter syndrome, but something told me to just do it anyway, right? And I know many times we get into these moments of self doubt where it's comfortable to just not take the risk. And I said to myself before this year started that I was going to bet on myself, right? I was going to take the risk and bet on myself because closed mouths don't get fed and you miss 100% of the shots you don't take. So today I took two shots that are going to require me to challenge my own abilities, to leave my comfort zone, to sacrifice immediate results for delayed gratification. And I was actually able to secure 2 wins. I couldn't believe it because for so long I had not been betting on myself. I had not been really honing in on the skills and the gifts that I have. And today I decided we can't keep doing this another year. We can't keep doing this another year. So after taking that initiative, what I did was put forth a plan that had two results. One was rejection, one was acceptance. And I was 100% prepared for rejection because it's easier to get a no. It's easier to get a no. But what I wasn't prepared for fully was for that yes. I was ready with a vision of something that could be. And when I presented it, it was well received. And now I have to go forth and execute the vision. Y'all, when I tell you I could have done a praise run up and down that office, I really could have. I didn't because, corporate America. Um, but I really could have done a praise run because here I was doubting myself for years and years and not seeing my full potential. And here I am finally walking in my full potential and it's well received. I could not believe it. But all because I chose to bet on myself fully and go in with two outcomes to be okay with both. One exceeded my expectations beyond what I initially thought. And I'm glad it did because now that's my baseline. If the vision can give me a yes, now my execution can get me to the next step. The second thing that occurred today was the realization of having clear cut boundaries. Some things I'm going to have to say no to. Some things I'm going to have to be okay with people being upset with. And as a reformed people pleaser, it is very difficult. It is very, very difficult. But those boundaries are put in place to keep me safe, right? They're put in place to make sure that I can show up as my best self. And it took me a while to understand this. Many people talk about the different books that I read is usually urban fiction and all these other things, but I be reading self-help books too. And I was reading Brianna Weiss, The mountain is you. And it's about dealing with self-sabotaging behaviors. And for a while, that book had me in a chokehold because it was holding up a mirror to so many self-sabotaging behaviors that I had, and people pleasing was one of them. I have been working on rejecting people pleasing behaviors for the past 6 months, and it has not been easy, y'all. But I see what happens when I bet on myself, when I reject people pleasing behaviors, when I decide that choosing me is okay to get to the level that I want. I'm not hurting anybody. I'm not disrespecting anybody, but I am loving myself. I am respecting myself and my needs. And in this level of accountability for this 12-week year, this first week of the 12-week year, I'm glad that I've come to these realizations early on in this process so that now it could lay the foundation for what comes next. So I know that I've been yapping for a quick minute, but I want to make sure that I'm in tune to what you guys have experienced as well. Have you ever been a people pleaser? What was that like? How have you worked to overcome that type of self-sabotaging behavior? The other thing is, how are you choosing to bet on yourself this year? Is it something that you considered going into 2026? What could betting on yourself do for you? Let me know in the comments. Let's talk about it.